Hello, and welcome to the Disability Myth. My name is Dominic, and I live with a fatal disease called spinal muscular atrophy. Together, my amazing caretaker, co-host, and best friend, Uriel, and I plan to debunk misconceptions, share our personal experiences, and shatter your expectations. But we're not stopping there. We're bringing in experts, thought leaders, and everyday people who are smashing through societal barriers, paving the way for a more inclusive world. Whether you're tuning in to learn, empathize, or simply to be entertained, the show promises to be an eye-opening experience that transcends boundaries. Because when it comes down to it, what makes us different is what makes us extraordinary. Well, hello there, and welcome back to another episode of
The
Disability Myth.
with Dominic.
You forgot, you gotta do the handsome, hammy, and humble.
Oh, handsome, hammy, and humble host,
Yes,
Dominic Trevathan.
that's me.
And the equally handsome, honest, handsome, awesome, super epic sauce, Uriel.
That's you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, with that being said, welcome to another episode. And we're very excited to be joined by a new friend of ours, Kelli Fisher, marketing and development specialist for Spectrum Designs. So welcome on, Kelli.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're super excited. I was just saying that, I found your guys' Spectrum Designs content on Instagram, which you manage, and the shorthand, videos and clips are just so quirky and fun and lighthearted. And, I was like, I got to reach out, see if I can talk to somebody there. Such a cool company.
I saw one this morning. You sent it to me. The dad hat, very demure.
Very demure.
Yeah.
That was a great one to make.
Very trendy. Yes. Very cutesy, very demure. My girlfriend loves those TikToks. So now
It's so funny because Spence, who started it, he didn't know about the trend. He doesn't keep up with trends or social media. So I showed him an example, and then he just did it from there. So it was great.
Nice. Perfect.
Very mindful.
Very mindful.
Yeah.
So if for those of you watching that aren't familiar, Spectrum Designs is a nonprofit graphic design company composed primarily of people that are neurodivergent. And on that note, we'll kind of pass it off to you, Kelli, to talk about how you got started with Spectrum. Was there any training or schooling required for it?
Well, I started at Spectrum Designs like 5 years ago, and I started out part-time as a production assistant, and then eventually they saw my strengths, and then I moved up to the ranks. I worked at actually all three of our enterprises. We had Spectrum Bakes, Designs, and Suds. I went to culinary school, so I worked for Spectrum Bakes. But unfortunately, that enterprise is closed, and now I work at Spectrum Designs. So they basically give people the opportunity to grow and learn things. You don't necessarily have to have the skills to get a job here, but they and it's been a great company to work with. And I've had like 3 promotions since I started. So I started as a production assistant, then I was an enterprise assistant, and now I run the social media marketing. And I didn't go to school for that. They just saw that I would have the strengths to do it. So then they gave me a chance, and now I'm running the social media. And we just had our first viral video that has over 20 million views on all platforms. So it's exciting.
That's so cool. Is that the ad that I was sent in that email?
Yeah, the one that's like, we are Spectrum Designs.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Like most of my videos, like I think the highest viewed one was like 60,000 views, and that was like super exciting. So the fact that this one has like millions is like still crazy to think about.
We gotta hire her as an outside contractor to help us.
I'm down to help. You guys seem awesome, so.
I freak out whenever I get 100 views. Like, wait a minute, stop.
I do.
It's like, ooh.
I lost it when we had like, I think 1,300 views on
I'm
one of the videos.
sorry. Yeah.
And he downplayed it. He's like, so that's nothing.
Like 12 days ago, we had maybe like 7,000 followers on Instagram. and today we have like 93,000. So like the
What?
fact that we grew that much in 12 days is insane.
That's crazy.
And we've grown on all platforms too.
I literally remember looking at your account when I reached out to you guys
Mhm.
and being like, 75,000 followers. Like, if I could work with them, maybe get some like, promo on both our sides, like work something out, that would be huge for us. And now you got like 90,000.
I
That's
know.
crazy.
Yeah,
It's
we're
been
small
crazy
fish.
how fast we've grown in like 2 weeks.
That's wild. That's so cool. And like, that's gotta feel so good on your part because you're obviously like
Yeah,
very
because I
responsible
made
for
the
that.
video, I thought of the idea, and I filmed it. But it's cool because it's helping the business. Like, not only have we grown a lot of followers, but we've been getting a lot of orders and stuff. So it's not just cool that our social media is growing; the business is growing as well. So hopefully, we can employ more people with disabilities.
Oh,
Cool.
definitely. That's what it's all about, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
We have a couple of icebreakers.
yeah. Before we get into all the cool stuff, we gotta ask the real important, hard hitting
This
questions.
is a dangerous question, I think. The first one.
Go ahead, shoot it.
What's your favorite sandwich and why? I don't know. That's a hard dude. There's
That's a
too many
hard
good ones.
question.
I told you. I told you it was a hard one.
I
It's
think
crazy.
I'm vegan, so I would say probably like a hummus and veggie sandwich.
That's pretty good too. I like those are refreshing.
Yeah. Fresh and
Like a
healthy.
like a hot summer day. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
But you can't go wrong with like grilled cheese either. Like,
I see
Yeah.
grilled. I mean, that's a hard one. I was thinking grilled cheese. I used to make you grilled cheese.
Well, yeah, I was just thinking like
I made you a grilled cheese the other day.
it was like a couple months ago, dude. But yeah, the time that he's referring to, he made me a grilled cheese, and I've never made a grilled cheese myself, so I have no room to talk trash. But like
Yeah.
it was good. It was very
Oh,
good.
okay.
Don't get me wrong. It was exquisite. Chef's kiss. Okay.
I used way too much butter.
He buttered the hell out of that thing, like butter on the pan, butter on the bread, butter on the other piece of bread, butter on the cheese.
Oh, you.
Good stuff. Good stuff. But you can't go wrong. Grilled cheese.
I'm crazy. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. All right. Okay. So nice hummus sandwich does sound good. What's the most adventurous thing you've done?
the most adventurous thing I've done.
Yeah.
Probably I like to camp out for concerts. So I've like camped out overnight for concerts in Times Square.
That sounds so cool.
Yeah.
What concerts?
Yeah. Well,
Well, Hanson is my favorite band.
Oh, okay.
So I've camped out overnight in Times Square to see them to be front row. So I think that's pretty adventurous because Times Square is a pretty crazy place.
it is. Yeah. I only see shenanigans going on there.
Always.
Especially the people that dress up in the mascots and try to steal
Oh
your
yeah.
money. Have you seen like, whoa? It's like it's. And then he does a dance and he pulls out a knife. That'll be $15.99, please.
Lately, I've been like a huge fan of AJR,
AGR.
and
Oh, they're awesome.
yeah, they're so good. I like them, and
Are those the two brothers?
the three brothers,
Oh,
dudes, yeah,
yeah.
and I was watching one of their music videos the other day, and they were in Times Square, and the main guy, I think is John. He was dressed up as Elmo, and like they did a music video of him just goofing off around in Times Square as Elmo for one of their songs on their latest album. But yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. It was just looking at Times Square, it seems wild. Like I can't even imagine just breathing that air.
Well, it's definitely it's the touristy trap. Correct me if I'm
Yeah.
wrong, but it's like the tourist trap. Everybody
Oh,
goes
it is
there.
a tourist trap. Like no one from New York usually goes there on purpose. Like,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
but unless
That's
you're
what
going
I've
to like Broadway or something. But I can't imagine never have been there because I grew up in New York, so I've been there millions of times. So it must be crazy for people that have never been there to just experience it because it's just like a crazy cool place.
Yeah, I'll probably have like a stimulus overload.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh.
So many people, lights, noise.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah. But it seems problematic, yeah. Okay,
I know nothing of New York. Like something, bacon, egg, Akiway. Yeah, somewhere.
what? What's Aki Way?
I don't know. That makes sense to someone.
Maybe. Okay, final icebreaker, Kelly. If you could go back in time and give any piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
That anything is possible if you put your mind to it, and what's meant to be will be. Like, you'll find the right job, you'll find the right people in your life. Everything that's meant to be will be, and just believe in yourself and surround yourself with the right people.
Wholesome. I dig it. Can't go wrong with that answer. I feel weird if I disagreed, to that question.
Oh, I know. How can you disagree?
Like, oh no, actually, actually.
Well, I guess if you're really pessimistic, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I like asking that question on these icebreakers to everyone because, everybody's answer kind of differs a little bit,
Yeah.
but it's usually around those lines, so it's cool. Okay, let's ready to jump into our main
I'm
hitter.
very excited. Yeah.
Yeah. We took some time, really thought about these questions that we wanted to ask you, had a whole philosophical conversation.
We did. We were in a park.
Yeah, we went to the park and just kind
We're
of
getting existential in the park.
yeah. We're like, what is neurodivergent? What is neurotypical? Like, am I normal? Am I not normal? What is normal?
Well, that's just the topic I was like really fixated on.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a interesting topic.
Yeah. So before we kind of jump into those philosophical questions, we'll start off by asking you, what's a misconception maybe you think others have about yourself?
A misconception people have about myself. Just because I'm autistic, I'm not capable of doing certain things. I know when I was younger, doctors told me I wouldn't get my license or be able to go away to school, but I proved them wrong. So I love proving people wrong. So
That's hype. I mean, not the doctor, but like
no, that I prove people wrong. Yeah.
yeah,
That's wild. It sounds like some very outdated,
yeah,
like archaic form of.
yeah. I mean, I've had a similar experience. Like when I was diagnosed with SMA, the neurologist told my family that I would have trouble speaking, I would have trouble not being able to eat, I would never be able to walk. Okay, he was kind of right on that one, but whatever. I'm standing on business, metaphorically speaking. So I definitely relate to that. So obviously, like you just said, you like to kind of prove people wrong. That's a motivator for you. And our next question was, how do you kind of navigate those types of stereotypes that people have about you or neurodivergent individuals as a whole?
So basically, as what I said, proving people wrong. Like, people assume, oh, you won't get a relationship. Oh, you're not good at eye contact. You won't get a job. But I got a job. I got a boyfriend. Just keep challenging people's perceptions. And in the social media that I post, I like to show the different types of people and show that everyone's capable of something, no matter how far on the spectrum they are.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. We were actually talking about that, like how what did you say? How content creation is evolving.
Oh yeah. So maybe it's because of this podcast and the field of work Dominic and I just happen to be into, and how our phone is always listening to us. But we receive quite a lot of, whether it be neurodivergent content or disability content that just does really well. And I know it's not just us, and like that type of content creation spreads because now that we're more aware about autism, and now society has a better, I'd like to think, better understanding of
Yeah.
what it's like or how it works. There are more quote, neurodivergent content creators that are normalizing it. And hopefully the goal would be that majority of society sees those things and be like, oh, that's cool,
Yeah.
and start to normalize it to some extent. But what were you asking? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think the question we wanted to ask related to that was, do you feel that being neurodivergent is becoming more quote unquote typical,
Yeah.
specifically like when it comes to content creation? Like as Uriel said, he feels like he sees more of it online.
Yeah, I feel like now, like you go on TikTok, I feel like I find a new autistic creator or neurodivergent creator every day. I feel like people are becoming more uh accepting of themselves, so they're trying to show others like it's nothing wrong with me. I just am a little bit different, but everyone's different in their own ways, and I feel like people are way more accepting of it. And now it's cool to see that people are like thinking they might have a disability like autism or ADHD, and people are wanting to get tested. So I feel like it's making people more aware with themselves. So yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Because I've definitely seen some pushback, especially with people that are like, no, everybody's quote unquote this now. But I think the reality is, and we've talked about this, where it is a spectrum and it's a multitude of things that could not trigger it, but like cause things, even, for example, developmental issues. Like if you come from an abusive household, you have, it's not, you're not, how do I word it? It's like you have difficulties socializing and or regulating emotions because of said trauma, and
Mhm.
people don't really want to immediately categorize themselves as that, but it's like it's a whole thing, and people need to realize that it's not just um yes, you could be born with it, but you could also develop it in other ways because of social things.
And to add on to that, mental health disabilities, developmental disabilities, being neurodivergent on that spectrum, right? It's kind of taboo, right? And so people don't want to talk about it, including, I think, a lot of individuals that maybe be experiencing symptoms of being on the spectrum, but not quite diagnosed, right? They might be scared to get diagnosed.
Hmm.
Right, and that's like part of that pushback where like, oh, I don't want to be categorized as that, but
Yeah.
I will say when I was younger, I didn't really I was diagnosed when I was 14. I didn't really understand my diagnosis until I was an adult. And then my psychiatrist that I currently see, he explained it more, and then I like understood myself more and why I was like I was in the past. And it's now I'm more accepting of it, and now I like to be an advocate for others. So it's cool to be more accepting of it now. And like now there's so much more you learn about yourself on the internet. Like I see videos from creators and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is because of my autism. Like it's really cool now. And I'm sure it's helpful for like the younger kids that are being diagnosed, like the teenagers, because there's way more resources now than there was back like when I was a teen.
it's very awesome. What's the term? It's validating.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I feel that. Oh, I relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm not alone. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great feeling.
I saw a video the other day of a content creator I follow with SMA, and he showed a video of him playing Forza, the race car game,
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
because somebody asked him, "Can you game?" And he put up a video of him like playing with his controller setup and talking about his bindings being all different. And I said, "Hey, that's me." Because all my
Yeah.
bindings are crazy, like all over the place, so I can like
Yeah.
actually play somewhat easily.
We even
That's
had a whole
awesome.
episode on adaptive controllers.
Like adaptive
Yeah,
technology,
yeah,
yeah.
we could put a big red button right here.
Okay, like boom.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There's even like chin buttons,
Yeah.
blowers, where you blow air into
Sip
it.
and puff.
Sipping, yeah, those are yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah. So if you don't mind me asking, what kind of led to your diagnosis? Like what encouraged you to get diagnosed, or what prompted it?
So when I was younger, my mom noticed I was socially and developmentally delayed. So like when I was 14, she started taking me to psychiatrists to get tested. Like I didn't make friends. I was super shy. I was quiet. I had trouble making friends. And then I got diagnosed um, when I was 14. So that's what led to my diagnosis. My mom just noticed I was a little off. But like when I was younger, I was just more shy and quiet. And then eventually she realized, wait, it's not just her being shy, it's something deeper. So that's what led to my diagnosis.
That's wild. I do not get that vibe at all of being shy and
Yeah, now
quiet.
I'm a lot different. Yeah, I'm a lot more outgoing now. And I started in our commercial, so I mean, I don't think I would have been able to do that when I was 14.
So on that note, then I'm just kind of rolling with what you're telling me here.
Yeah.
What do you think kind of changed over time, like that you see in yourself now that maybe you didn't when you were first
Um,
diagnosed?
I think I had the right people surrounding me, the right supports, and then I just do things that make me happy. And eventually, I love the band Hanson, so I eventually started going to concerts alone. And then eventually, I made friends at concerts, and then they shared similar interests. And then, like, going to concerts helped me a lot. So I would say music. And then eventually, like, I had a lot of part time jobs, and I wasn't really fulfilled, and it wasn't really what I went to school for. And then eventually, I met one of the co founders of Spectrum, and then I visited the place, and then eventually I got a job here. And it's been great to be so accepted, and like I love being able to work with others on the spectrum and then be able to do the social media, so I get to highlight everyone. So that's definitely helped, doing something that makes me happy, and I love being able to help others on the spectrum.
That's so cool.
I'm gonna cry. It's pretty,
That's awesome.
it's pretty good.
And by the way, I want to tell you, send me guys your address so I can send you guys swag bags. So send me
I'm
your
so
size
down.
and your address. Yeah, I'll send you
Yes.
guys swag bags.
Yes.
Oh, I was just talking about I might order the dad hat.
No, I've been telling my,
I'll send you guys swag bags, so you don't even need to order it.
Oh,
And then you can make a video in the hat.
yes, do that cross promo. Yes,
sure.
let's film a whole episode with the swag. Yes.
Very demure,
Very demure.
very epic sauce, like a boss.
That's perfect.
Random raw XD.
Raw XD.
Oh, how 2010 can we get bacon? LOL.
Okay. So I was actually, talking to some people in my family about I wanna make some merchandise,
You should.
with the podcast logo and whatnot, and get some close friends and family to wear it and do some of that. So I was like, yeah, after I do this interview, I wanna work that out with you guys. And
Yeah, that would be
Oh, that
really
should
cool.
be
We'd
fun.
love to print your merch.
heck yeah, it's meant to be. It's meant to be.
It is.
All right. So another question we had here was, what does it mean to you to be, labeled? Because society does that. It labels us into groups and categories, right? So what does it mean to you to be labeled as quote unquote neurodivergent? And do you think there is such a thing as typical or neurotypical?
I think neurodivergent just means you're pretty much awesome. Like nothing's wrong with you. I mean, and I think everyone has their quirks. So I don't think anyone is quote unquote normal,
Yeah.
but I think everyone's different in their own ways. People that are neurodivergent just are a little bit more quirky and more awesome.
As Uriel would say, a little zesty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot of people have been commenting on the video zesty.
Yeah.
Zesty.
But
Or spicy.
yeah,
Spicy is another big one.
that's good. Good thing you brought that up because Dominic and I have this conversation quite regularly about like neurotypical and how neurotypical just ends up being what the previous generation found socially acceptable, like culturally.
Yeah.
But the problem with culture is that it's always evolving, and the beliefs that were kind of enforced or normalized by our grandparents don't work anymore. Like everything's changed and evolved, so it's kind of like this idea of neurotypical is kind of wild because it changes with the culture,
Yeah, I agree.
like, and it's for like an extreme example, it was really taboo and kind of you don't talked about it, but being gay was very taboo like 20, 30 years ago. And
Even
now
10 years ago.
yeah, and now it's like become more culturally
Yeah,
accepted and like more quote unquote neurotypical. I'm like, oh, that's cool. You know what I mean? Even though there's still some sort of um what's the term like they're still discriminated against, obviously, but it's
yeah.
definitely not. It's
It's more
become
accepted now. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
And to kind of add on to that, I mean, the amount of videos I see on Instagram alone of people talking about their social anxiety, just even ordering their food, like having to have sticky notes on
Yeah.
your car with your order.
it's
I'm like,
very
I feel
validating.
that.
You know, it's very
Oh, I feel
validating
that too.
because like those videos are great because I talk to friends who I would classify as more neurotypical and then they relate to this content. I'm like, "Oh," and like that's what helped like me realize like eroding the whole idea of like neurotypical where it's just like, "Oh, everybody feels this." But like some people feel it more than others and some people acknowledge it, some people don't. Some people kind of raw dog it and don't acknowledge their social anxiety. No, it's truly, it's just like, oh, I don't like people, and like they try to like rationalize it. Like, why not? I don't know, man. It's just, I don't want to go to the store today. Like, why not? I think you have anxiety. Like, nah, dude. It's just I just don't want to go. Like at this time, it's just too. You know what I mean. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
dude.
When I was, I think 16 or 17, I was hanging out with friends, and shout out Axel.
Oh yeah.
Axel and I were hanging out, and we were gonna get Big Bopper, and I ordered it for delivery, and I had so much anxiety over this. I don't think he knows this, but I had so much anxiety about making the phone call, ordering the food. So I call. I'm like sweating bullets. Uh, this Hispanic man answers the phone, and he's like asking what I want, and I'm telling him, "Oh, I want cheese fries." So for context, at the Big Bopper they sell chili cheese fries.
Your favorite,
Every time I go there,
the
though,
goat.
historically, canonically, I get just cheese fries. Like, I would only ever get cheese fries, just cheese on my fries. And so I said, "Oh, I'd like cheese fries, please. A plate of cheese fries." And the guy says, "What?" And I'm like,
It's over.
"Cheese fries? What? Cheese fries?"
Yeah.
And
One, please, fry cheese.
he's like, "You want chili cheese fries?" I'm like, "No, I just want cheese on my fries." They're like having an attack, and he finally, after the fourth or fifth repetition, was like, "Oh, cheese fries."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I ordered food on the phone here and the person couldn't understand me when I was trying to give the like address or whatever, and the dude just like walked the food over? You remember?
Yeah, that sounds
Sorry for
familiar.
context. Like this place is like a 5-minute walk that way somewhere.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's funny.
I
Okay,
will say
random.
the other day I wanted to order food like for delivery and they had online order, and then what I wanted was not on the website, but I know they have it because I go there all the time. So I made my boyfriend call the order in because I was like, I don't want to do this. So like I feel you on that.
Yeah,
What was the
my
item, the menu item?
It was like a vegan primavera from this
um,
restaurant that we go to in on Long Island.
my
That's nice.
my girlfriend,
Yeah.
she likes McFlurries. That's like her treatment for herself.
Which one? The Oreo or the peanut? Do they have peanut
She
butter?
likes the M&M McFlurry, and the
Okay.
Oreo one probably the best. And so, uh, she was like all stressed out and tired, and she's like, "Will you call and ask if the ice cream machine is working?" I was like, "Yeah, I got you." And then she's like, "Also, can you ask if they have M&Ms?" And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I got you." Okay, random question. Have you ever seen Atypical?
Yes, I love that show.
I was just gonna ask, like, because I love it too.
I'm
It's
done.
a great show. I'm sad that it didn't get more than 4
I
seasons.
know.
Is
So,
it's good?
so I mean, I haven't watched it in forever,
Hmm.
It's a
but
great show.
it's about a kid growing up with autism. He's a teenager, and uh, in the story, going through high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of showcasing what it's like to go through high school with autism, right?
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like about it was I wish they picked an autistic actor because the actor that played him was not autistic.
Okay.
But it is a good show.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how, real that was as
Yeah,
an
and
insider.
there was a show on Amazon Prime. It only had 1 season, but it was called As We See It, and it highlighted like 4 autistic adults, and it was all autistic actors, and it was a great show. You should look it up. But it didn't get in the 2nd season, but it was really good. But I like that that one like had autistic like actors because like there's so many talented people. But I will say the guy that played the character in Atypical did a good job. It's just you know
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, I loved it. I loved the actor. I loved the story. Yeah, one of my favorite parts of that show, though, too, was Michael Rappaport.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
he's
he's
in it.
great.
Yeah, he's the
He was
dad.
very serious though. It's like he's not like a comedian in this show. Like
I
he's
know. It's so random to me because whenever I
yeah.
think of him,
A serious role.
I just think of that those viral videos he posts.
Oh
Where
yeah.
have you seen the
He's
one with
so
the cat?
unserious.
Yeah, have you seen the one with the cat? He's like, Ma, hey Ma, there's a
Uh,
cat outside.
a Tingus Pingus.
Chicken spin.
Oh,
What did they do, Ma? Look what they did. Who the hell is this? Tingus Pingus.
yeah. I didn't know. It's the same guy.
Same guy.
Oh my gosh.
And he plays such a
And in the
serious
show
role.
he's yeah, in this show he's like a very serious dad, like not like a comedian.
Yeah,
That's pretty funny.
yeah.
But that's always an ongoing debate. Hiring. We've mentioned this before. Like hiring a disabled actor versus an actor to play a disabled person. It's a lot. It's dependent on like the director, producers, and like time. Like unfortunately, a lot of the time they just kind of go with like. Well, I don't know. I don't know anything about the. I don't know anything about the insider industry, whatever. But it just comes off as they just try to get the best person they can quickly, regardless of whether or not they are or not.
Yeah. Okay, well, we have a few more questions that were more geared
The
towards
spectrum itself.
spectrum itself.
Yeah, and I'm happy,
So
excited.
we talked about you, the marketing development specialist. So obviously we talked about you doing content creation, making those viral videos, doing those ads. What more specifically though, like what does your job entail? What does your 9 to 5 look like?
So we're a custom apparel and screen printing company. So we make lots of merch, like we have embroidery, DTG, DTF, screen printing. So basically every day I have to see like what orders we're printing and then see what stuff to take pictures and videos of. And we have 2 locations, so I look at both locations, see what we're printing, see what's good to take picture and videos of. Or if I'm not busy, like take picture and videos of every order just to have it. And then I take picture and videos of people, and then I make videos, I edit them, I create all the content for the week. So we have a calendar, like we usually do the social media a week in advance. So plan out the videos and pictures we're going to post. And we also have another enterprise called Spectrum Suds, which is a local wash and fold laundry service that employs adults on the autism spectrum. So I go down the block and take pictures and videos of that. I had to make content for that too. So I do that, and then like outreach, trying to get new customers, reach out to companies and businesses I think that would want to use us, reach out to influencers. This month has been a little bit easier because since our video has gone viral, like people have basically come to us. So outreach has been haven't had to do much outreach, but like do that to get more business because we're always trying to grow. We're never trying to stay the same. And so right now we have 2 locations. Hopefully we can have more locations in the future. Hope we can employ more people. And so basically, yeah, I do a little bit of everything, and then I'll help come up with marketing ideas for like ads or stuff for the website. And then we have the head of marketing, Dylan, who I work alongside. Like he does more of like the marketing stuff, and I do more of the social media stuff. We do work together to think of ideas and stuff, like how to bring Spectrum to life and like portray what we want. And we recently just created our new tagline, "The best things can be done." And it was cool that I had a part in that because like we had like brainstorming sessions, and then that was one of the ones I came up with. And it's cool that it ended up being our new tagline.
That's super cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're part of that wave. We reached out to you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool that you reach out to us, like, and it's cool because you have a cool podcast, and we love working with like-minded people. So
Yeah, for sure. No, I was super nervous for no reason. Like
we're very demure, very mindful. I'll have you know.
go.
I was just gonna say, yeah, Dylan was very mindful and demure when he got back to me like super fast.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, your podcast is so cool."
Pretty fast, and don't worry. Like 2 weeks ago, we had 7,000 followers, so we were nobodies too. So
yeah. Well,
now we're like mediocre somebodies with 92,000.
that's crazy to me.
That's no slouch.
That's
it's crazy how fast it's been. Like we're almost at 100K, and I would have never thought we got to 10,000 this year.
Like 92 ain't no slouch. I think it's because like we always compare and contrast to like people that have the millions.
Well, we always say on the podcast we live in a comparative society.
Oh
yeah, social media has made everyone compare each other. It's like growing up, like when I was a teenager, I didn't have a smartphone, so it's crazy. Like now they just have like smartphones at their fingertips.
Yeah.
Like I had like a flip phone.
That's wild. Yeah, I think we didn't get our iPhones till
iPhone.
Well, yeah, iPhone. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, well,
I'm assuming. I'm sorry.
A Nokia flip phone. Yeah, when I was 17. Let that sink in. It's crazy.
I remember in 4th grade, this one girl having an iPhone. That was crazy.
Tiny little one.
Crazy.
Yeah,
it's like.
I think I got my first cell phone in like 8th grade, but I'm 35, so.
Wow, that's early. Even that's early. Yeah, it's because like the first iPhones that came out, they're like the size of a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Yeah. They're like tiny. Yeah. It's like whoa, like maximum zoom if you were like above the age of 65. Like so tiny. Like the new phones now dwarf them.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy how small they are now.
Yeah.
Or big, because now people want bigger phones.
Right. Bigger,
and it's crazy. There's that Google. I think it's a Google that's like a flip phone, but it's like a smartphone.
Yeah, we're going back to clamshell designs. Like nostalgia's crazy. Huh?
History repeats itself.
Yeah, people will pay top dollar for nostalgia. Remember when phones used to flip? Well, it's a touch screen, and it folds. It's like, oh, whoa.
The future is now. So obviously, your job it sounds cool as heck. You sound like a very busy person. What's the best part about your job? What's the best part about working for Spectrum?
The best part about working at Spectrum is all the different people I get to work with, and we're neurodivergent, so 65% of our staff are autistic, and it's cool to work with a mix of people, and like no matter what kind of day you're having, someone will always brighten your day, and it's just like great environment.
That's so cool. I want to work there now. Let's move to New York.
Well,
move to New York. Come join us.
Well, like, honestly, whenever you start a new job, the thing that keeps you there longer,
people.
Yeah.
It's this strange mixture of, is the pay all right? Okay, how are my coworkers? Are they assholes? I'm like, yeah, it's like that balance where if your coworkers are really cool, I'm like, oh, I kind of like it here. Because of the coworkers, they're really cool people.
Dopamine is a real thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and also,
You're my coworker.
yeah, well, I'm your boss
Oh
technically.
no.
So, just to go back to Dylan really quick, he had mentioned in
Oh
that
yeah.
email thread to me about you being turned down for a job in like 10 minutes because uh something about eye contact. Do you mind sharing that story with us?
Yeah, so I graduated college and I had a bachelor's degree, and then I was having trouble finding jobs, and then I love working out, so I had an interview for a fitness studio that I love. So I was like, oh, let me interview for their new location that was opening. And within like 5 minutes, the manager told me he couldn't hire me because I didn't make eye contact, which like really upset me because I was like, I knew everything about the studio and the company, and I was passionate about it. So the fact that he didn't hire me just because of eye contact was like, in the moment, it like really upset me, and I was really upset. But now to look back on it, it's his loss because like I would have been so passionate and a great employee.
For
So he
real.
missed out.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Like,
But that's a legit thing because my ex had autism, and it took me, because I was ignorant at the time. It took me a while to realize, oh, the eye contact. Okay, yeah, that's a real thing. Yeah,
that's
'cause-
wild.
especially with me because I'm a very aggressive eye contact person. No, it's like it sometimes it gives him social anxiety, but whenever we're going for walks, people do this thing where they look at you, and then as soon as you acknowledge them, they look away. But I don't look away. I'm just like, oh no, you've acknowledged me. I'm gonna acknowledge you too. And then I make awkward eye contact with like 30 people as they like walking by, and it always stresses you out. It's like it's just like, no, don't no take backsies. Look. And then you give them a wave.
Give it away.
You give them the wave. Give them the. Is there a thing?
Oh, like
Yeah.
a thumb up for waving. I don't know.
Oh.
Those
Oh, look
fireworks.
at that fireworks!
Yeah,
Give
it's classic.
them the wave. It's the flick of the wrist, as the kids say.
Okay. So obviously, that sucks not being able to get a job because of not being able to hold eye contact. Like
Yeah,
that just
I
seems
just
really
ju-
like a lack of understanding on behalf of the
yeah, just so the audience understands. When it comes to the eye contact, could you describe that for audience?
Yeah, so a lot of autistic people are not good at eye contact. It makes them like uncomfortable. They're just not good at it. So, and normally on interviews, it's common courtesy to make eye contact, but sometimes you're just too nervous and it's too awkward to like make eye contact.
and if I'm not mistaken, it can come in different forms too, like not just lack of eye contact, but for instance, growing up, my best friend, he was on the spectrum and he uh the thing I remember most about him was he would do this like head shaking like left and right like all the time, and then it
Mhm.
would get worse when he was in school or like stressed and anxious, and he would just
Yeah, like a physical
yeah,
manifestation of his like.
it's almost kind of like a tick in like
Yeah,
Yeah, or like a
people
stim.
with
Like everyone
Tourette's.
has different stims. So like some
that's the
people like
word.
stim, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Very. I found out what that was through social media.
yeah,
That
Social
was,
media is amazing. You
yeah,
learn
it's
so
crazy.
much. You just spend an hour on TikTok and you're like a dictionary.
It's just like stimming. Oh my lord, there's a term. I think I told you about it too. I'm like, yo, Dom, stimming just dropped.
stimming just dropped.
Well, it's cool. I don't know, because it's cool because culturally, younger people are finding ways to describe these things or these feelings, and it's like, oh, hey, that's what that is. Cool.
Yeah, like we said earlier, it becomes kind of part of the culture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Kelly, final question for you. Do you have any tips for people um on the spectrum, as well as those, across the spectrum of all disabilities when it comes to finding work?
I would just say be yourself, and the right opportunities will come to you, and never give up, because I've had jobs in the past. They may have only been part-time, but like I didn't necessarily disclose my disability, but then eventually I've had managers ask me, "Oh, are you on the spectrum?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So they were super understanding, and I was just being myself. So I would say just be yourself and be honest, and the right jobs will come to you. Like I found this job because of me being autistic. So like I would just say be yourself, and the right things will come your way, and never give up, because and you never know, it might not be something you thought you'd be doing. Like I never thought I'd be doing social media, but what's meant to be will be. So,
Yeah,
and never give up is one.
Yeah, which reminds me of the wise words of Sophia is you have to be your own
advocate.
advocate.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
stand on business, as Dom said, and like just be yourself, be honest, and prove to them, not only to yourself, but other people, like I can't do this.
Yeah.
It's just like
yeah. Be like, I can do this. Like, and it's great that more companies are more open to hiring neurodivergent people. And I know some people are afraid to disclose their disability, but I think you should just be honest, because I think it will only help you. And if they don't want to hire you, that's their loss.
Yeah.
right. It's more of like a reflection of like them and then
Yeah.
like yourself. It's like, oh, whatever. Probably not the best place to work. And it's like if that's what they
Yeah.
think, it's like
Like,
whatever.
not a good environment.
Not very demure.
Yeah, very
Not
not
very
mindful.
mindful.
I'll put my pinky up.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah, I'm very mindful,
Very demure.
very cutesy.
That's gonna be like the hashtags on this next episode.
Oh my
Just
God.
nothing but those.
Oh god, I don't know. Sometimes like I sit like this and my dogs are out. I don't think that's very demure.
I sit random ways when I'm at work, like cross-legged. Like I just make sure not to wear skirts, but
I
just
just
whatever makes you comfortable.
I sit however Uriel sits me in my chair.
Well, it's a whole endeavor. I have to almost give him a wedgie, kind of.
Literally,
It looks like I'm giving him a wedgie, but I'm not. It's like I'm adjusting his ass.
we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
Where like he has to lean me forward, so I'm like this, and
Are you setting up for a live demonstration?
yeah, live demo.
Do you want to?
Maybe without taking my table off.
I know. I don't think I could.
Yeah.
I'd have to hold the microphone.
Yeah.
It's like, hey guys.
So I just lean forward like that, and then he has to grab the waistband of my pants from the back and just kind of pull me back in the seat. So that's the atomic wedgie.
Oh, does it feel like a wedgie? Is that uncomfortable?
It's not necessarily uncomfortable now. But
Are you used
again, I'm just used to
You're
it.
probably used to it, yeah.
I try not to grab his underwear.
The wedgie maestro.
Yeah. But sometimes your pants are just so loose. I have to grab a bit of underwear just to like, just to have better. It's just like so I can move you more because I guess I could go down under and like try to like over your pants and just kind of like
Down under.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it to
Okay.
people.
This is a family show.
Not very mindful, very non-demure.
Not cute.
Negative aura.
Not mindful.
Negative. I'm learning so much. Negative aura. Uh-oh.
All right, well, I think that's the perfect way to end the episode then.
No better way to end the episode than talk about wedgies.
Exactly. And my ass. Any final questions you want to ask, homie?
No, I am satisfied.
Me too. That was a good talk. We really
It's Mad Dog
appreciate
Wednesday.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you for reaching out to us. And send me your information. I'll send you guys some swag bags. And you can wrap your dad caps.
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna go crazy, dude. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna like walk around like like this at eye level just to annoy people. It's like, what's that? It's the dad cap from Spectrum Designs. Like,
We wanna encourage people to check out their merch, dude. And use them, not scare them.
oh yeah, give me some business cards and I could go full.
Oh yeah,
like,
I'll give you some
crazy.
business cards.
Yeah. All right then. Well, if you liked what we had to say today, please leave us that rating, a nice little review perhaps on Apple Podcasts, and be sure to share with your friends and family. If you're not already, be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and of course YouTube at The Disability Myth. All right. So with that being said, peace and love, and may the force be with you.
Bye.